Well, hello there. Good to see you. Long time no Vortex, but it will be starting up in September, Season 2. Today I want to show you what I'm doing for the first time ever, and that's how to make pork belly as I continue on my carnivore lifestyle, or mostly meat lifestyle. I bought a slab of pork belly. It was about $57. It was about twice the size of my laptop. Figure like 2 laptop computers. Huge. And I cut it into squares. This is what it looks like right here. Kind of looks like bacon, right? But it's not smoked. It's not seasoned or anything like that. So I took this massive hunk and cut it into, I'd say this is like a 4x6. And, you know, this is pretty much, oh, that's a little plastic from the packaging. This is pretty much peasant food, but of course now some restaurants are offering it as a gourmet meal. So I bought this monstrous slab, monstrous. Cut it up, put all these big chunks in Ziploc bags and tucked them into the freezer. So I cooked one of these, and it's cooking right now, and I'm going to show you what I did, the process that I did. I haven't tasted it. Usually I taste things while I'm cooking them, but this is something that I read a whole bunch of recipes and used kind of like my knowledge of a pinch of this and, you know, a dash of that kind of thing. And some of my natural herbs. I guess all herbs are natural, right, if you grow them yourself. So the herbs that I've grown in my garden, I have in my backyard and front yard. And I'm going to show you what I did to cook this. And I'm going to eat it live, right here. Well, it's actually not live, is it? If I'm making a video of it, it's not live. But what you're going to see is my first reaction to eating my own pork belly. I'm looking for options all the time, and I've heard about pork belly. Now, you know, if you've ever made chicharrones, pork skins, it's pretty much this, like from here up, and then cut, and then they fry them. So, and this right here, if this is smoked, then it's like bacon and cured and all that stuff. But this is fresh. Got it fresh this morning at the market. Massive hunk. So I probably got, I don't know, maybe a dozen of these, like this. See, that's the actual pork skin itself, the meat. I'll show you the process that I used. It's going to be more of a slideshow because I don't have a showy kitchen. My next house will be more of a showy kitchen with an island and all of that stuff. That's what I'm kind of looking at now. So I can actually do some real recipes and cooking shows. That would be kind of fun. And actually maybe even do the Daybreak show in the future from that. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how I made this, and then at the end, we're going to taste it. And I'll give you my impression of pork belly.
There it is, all cut up into those sections on a cutting board. I'd say it's a good 2.5 inches thick, quite thick. I scored it diagonally on both sides. Make those little squares or those little diamonds very, very small. Scored the other side, the meaty side. You're going to fry it to super, super duper crispy. Makes it easier to eat. Put it in the pan with the beef suet. There it is, the scored top. Both sides are scored. Plus it helps it cook through the very, very thick pork belly fillet. There's the suet. That came from a roast beef. I ate the roast beef. There was broth. I scooped off the fat, put it in a jar, drank the broth the next day. And then, this is very typical, now I have a jar filled with suet that I fry in. So there it is, frying. You have to have the pan hot. You need to create that crispy coating right away on both sides. Right away. Here it is done on the cutting board after about 7 minutes. The other side, looking beautiful. And then cut up already down the guidelines that I already created when I scored it. Look at that, nice and tender. Plated up.
Well, we're back. I'm going to cut it up. You can see it. I have it on the, you already saw some pictures of it. It's right here. Totally crispy goodness. It's massive. So I'm going to garnish it. First of all, I'm going to have a taste all by itself. And then I'm going to use jams. You can make chutneys for it. Serve it with fruit, mustard. I'm going to see what it tastes best with. So what I'm going to do is dip it in a few things. I have a bunch of jars of things in my fridge. This is like a brown mustard from IKEA. This is cloudberry jam. That's also from IKEA. Lingonberry jam from IKEA. And we'll see, because I know the right amount of citrus is going to be important. This is jam from Plymouth Bay. I think this is a wine jam. I got this from Rosie's in South Jersey. This is a sweet hot pepper relish. And then Mrs. Miller's homemade frog jam. Where's my glasses at? I don't even know what frog jam is. Hold on a second. All right, now I have my eyes back. Frog jam is figs, red raspberries, ginger, orange juice, and lemon juice. This must have been a gift to me or something like that. So let's first try it without any of the garnishes. Remember to use the exhaust fans in your kitchen, because you're going to be frying this on super high heat and it will smoke. So here we go. Whoop. Here we go. Let's try it without the garnishes. Oh my God. You don't even need the garnish, but I'm going to try it. Spices I used were sage, thyme, garlic. Did I just spit on camera? Did I just drool? Felt like I did. Sage, thyme, garlic. No black pepper, because that really overpowers pork. Rosemary, which sage, thyme, and rosemary do wonderful things to pork. Himalayan salt, paprika, like a hot paprika, but it's not a hot dish. It's not a spicy dish. And what else did I put on it? And that was it. I fried it in beef suet, and I'll show you how to render suet, how to render the fat to make suet. That way, I'm either frying in ghee, which is clarified butter, or suet, which is better than any vegetable oils. Once you start frying in suet or ghee, you will never, ever, ever go back to any vegetable oil or olive oil. You're not supposed to heat those up. They become really bad for you if you heat them up. So let's, I'm going to take the tops off of these things here. This is really good. My Lord, I had no idea how this was going to turn out. No clue. I saw it in the market I was actually shopping at the market at 6 a.m. this morning talking to the butcher. And that piece of meat, literally... Alright, look at this. Watch. Alright, so this is my laptop, okay? It was twice the size of this. It was like here. Massive. Massive and very thick, as you saw. So I'm just going to cut a bunch of pieces real quick. when I get to a different home, I want an island, or I want a kind of kitchen that I can actually feel proud of. The kitchen that I'm currently in, I'm not real crazy about as far as the optics are concerned. This is a very old home. So, all right. So let's look at frogberry jam. I'm just going to take a little bit out of here. Frogberry. And you only need to put just a little bit on, or just put it on the side of your dish. And this is the one that has figs and red raspberries. All right, so let's try the frog jam. Ooh, this is really good. I'm making this number 1. Fig, red raspberries, orange juice, ginger, lemon juice. Quite good. Let's try the sweet hot pepper relish. Don't do what I do and dip right there, because I'm the only one eating this, so I'm not contaminating anything. All right, so the sweet hot pepper relish. And what's in there? Let me see, I'll give you the ingredients. Red bell peppers, vinegar, crushed pepper, locust bean, and spices. I have no idea what those spices are. So let's try this. That's good, but because red peppers, the sweet and hot red peppers they have a very strong taste. I did not taste the meat at all, so it did overpower that. So that goes to the back of the line. Let's try the wine. This is actually red wine jam. That's better. That's better. It's not as strong. The citrusy taste of the wine, the red wine, works well with the pork and the crunchiness, and it kind of works well with the other spices. I'll show you what I have left here. I mean, look at that. Yum. Let's try the lingonberry. This is lingonberry jam from IKEA. Let's try that. Good. Very good. Not my favorite. It's good, but not my favorite. Yeah, very good. That's a nice option. Let's try the cloudberry jam. Look at that. They're like there's seeds in there. Can you see that? Let's try that. Let's see how the cloudberry is. Very small berries, it looks like. Not bad. Not my favorite, but not bad. That goes behind the wine. But in front of the sweet and hot pepper relish. Now let's try just like brown, coarse ground mustard. Just a little bit on there. Mustard is very strong, but always goes well with ham and pork and so forth. So let's try that. Yeah. I like it. That's good. That's number 3. So number 1 is the fig and raspberry jam. Forget the chutneys, man. Just get this or make it. Yeah. Wow. Yummy. Well, I'm going to tear into this now and try to finish this. It's my lunch today. Sunday afternoon. House is empty. Quiet. Yay! I made my first pork belly. Is it a success? Yes, because I do have a little bit of cooking sense, and also I know what spices work well with different meats. The highlights of this were cooking it in the beef suet. When I say beef suet, I only mean the white fat from beef. And I'm going to do a whole video on how to make that. And you'll never use cooking oil ever again when you cook. Once you render the fat from a big roast, I'll show you how to do that. So the key was having the pan super hot right from the get. So when you put that pork belly fillet in the pan, it starts sizzling immediately. You're not warming it up. It's boom, right away. And you want to form that crust on the bottom of it. I'll show you. See if I can find a cross section. Like right there, that first 1/8 of an inch, you want that formed right away, and then it cooks everything underneath it quite systematically. About 7 minutes on each side. The side that has the skin on it, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 9 minutes. Put the exhaust fans on because your smoke alarms are going to go off. That's just going to happen. What else do I need to tell you? The beef suet. Don't do it in butter. Do not do it in butter. It'll start smoking and all the alarms will go off. And butter is not good to fry things in. Ghee or suet. Perfect. Any fat that came off of this particular pork belly, that went into a jar for future frying use. Because that is a combination of pork fat and beef fat. So I have just pork fat, a jar of just pork fat. Well, let me show you. So this right here is pork and beef fat. This is going to, I just took it out of the fridge. This is going to solidify. I have, like, save your salsa jars, and your jelly jars and that kind of thing. Like, when this is done, I will save this jar and use this for fat. This is beef and pork. I have another one that's all white. It's about this high with nothing but, it's just white. And that's, and it looks like mashed potatoes in there. And that's just beef. And then I have one that's just pork. And then I have one that's just bacon fat. You're utilizing the entire product. It's quite incredible. So you're doing a quick searing. Don't put a cover on the pan. You want that crispiness. You want the moisture to escape because you want the crispiness. If you put a cover on it, it's going to be soft and mushy, and you won't get that nice, like for instance, when you bite into this thing, You want that crunch. That's really what makes this a beautiful thing. And then the fat and the meat that's in the middle melt in your mouth. What else do I need to tell you about this? It was $4.99 a pound. So the entire pork belly was about $57. And so figure that out. It was a pretty big piece. I cut it up into those sections that you saw. The rest went in Ziplocs or in the freezer. Give it a shot. It's a high-fat meat. It's good for you if you're carnivore, keto. It's going to give you energy. I feel like I could eat this any time of day. It was pretty quick from start to finish, about 15 minutes in preparation. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. If you've done it before and you have a little tip for me and other people that are watching this teaching, just put it down below. That would be pretty awesome. You know, for you guys that are married and you women that are married out there and you might not be in the best shape, I tweeted this today. You know, you got fat together, why not get fit together? I can't think of a better workout partner than your life partner. Make pork belly together and get rid of your bellies. How's that? I'll see you real soon. Thanks.